there'll come a time in your life when everything will just feel very aligned. And I want you to already be feeling that way instead of getting to that opportunity and feeling imposter syndrome. Have you ever wondered what successful people have that you don't? What are they doing that you might not be doing? How are they so fit, toned, and healthy while you're not? You ever wondered what you might be missing? Hi, my name is Moe. Essentially, I'm a kid who's obsessed with winning and sharing the lessons with you because growing up, I wish I had someone like me to help me out. On the Healthy Systems podcast, you will learn one main idea, system from each episode that you can use in your life, whether that is financial, relationships, fitness, and wellness. So if you're a millennial, you're hyper ambitious, this podcast is for you because the more systematic your life is, the more you can win and not waste time. So join me on your journey to building a life of healthy systems for yourself. Hey, this is your host, Coach Moe, and today's episode is what is that one phrase that has helped me beat imposter syndrome over the years? Imposter syndrome gets thrown out a lot. Everybody uses that phrase. They're like, I have imposter syndrome. Or some people are like, I don't struggle with imposter syndrome. And perhaps you're listening to this and you do struggle with imposter syndrome, where you feel like you're not good enough. You feel like you don't belong in that room, things like that. And a lot of those are beliefs. And this episode, I'll give you my favorite phrase, one phrase that one of my mentors taught me a long time ago. And it's just a 3-word phrase. And that 3-word phrase helps me get over whenever I'm feeling the imposter syndrome. Because here's the thing, everybody. Imposter syndrome is not something that you defeat once. It's not an enemy that you just slay once. It's something that's going to show up consistently throughout your life. And the reason for that is because as you grow, you're going to come across bigger and bigger dragons. You're going to come across bigger and bigger situations, especially if you're a driven person who's always trying to go to the next level. The next dragon is going to be bigger than the dragon you've already slayed. So what that means is you're going to continuously feel the imposter. You continuously feel that, man, I don't belong here. You might feel that in this room of people, everybody's smarter than me. I shouldn't be raising my voice. I shouldn't be raising my hand to give my thoughts on this project. And you constantly feel that as you're rising the ladder, right? As you're going above going to the next level. And this happens a lot in all 3 areas of your life. It's going to happen with your health. Who am I, like, to get 6-pack abs? Who am I to deadlift 400 pounds? Who am I to look great? Who am I to get strong? And then it shows up in your wealth. Who am I to make 6 figures? Who am I to make, $500,000? Who am I to make 7 figures? And then relationships for sure. Who am I to date a beautiful girl like this? Who am I to take her on a date or take him, ask him on a date? And it's going to show up everywhere. And even after you slay some of these things, what's going to happen is going to show up in other areas of your life. And generally, what I like to say is imposter syndrome is not always bad. It's your brain's way of kind of protecting you from certain situations. So at times it actually helps you. It actually helps you more than more times than people give it credit for, in my opinion. So a lot of things in life, imposter syndrome, your ego, I know these two get really bad rep. And I don't think that's valid because ego, even people say ego is bad, like kill the ego. Like Ryan Holiday wrote a book, Ego is the Enemy. And I don't think that's valid because ego is essentially a part of us. It makes us humans. It makes us who we are. It has always existed throughout human history. In the past, emperors went to wars because someone hurt their egos, right? Empires were conquered over that. And good or bad, who cares? But at the end of the day, the point I'm making is it is a part of us. So ignoring it and just calling it bad or good, I don't think that's the point, right? So now back to imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is there. Whether it's good or bad, it's going to be there. So it's better to just accept it for what it is and have strategies to battle it. So here's what I'm going to teach you today in this system that has helped me personally. So whenever you feel imposter syndrome, next time you feel that way, I want you to just say this phrase in your head and repeat it as many times as needed, which is, why not me? and just sit with that. Why not me? So whenever you feel like, man, Nate can do amazing things, she can do amazing things. My buddy over there runs an amazing business and he's buying new businesses and he's building new websites and he's starting new ventures and he's getting good grades, or she's smarter than me, or she's this or he's that, and he's getting the promotions. Remind yourself, why not me? That is the counter of that imposter syndrome feeling. Because if you can write down why not me and give yourself 5 reasons of why it can be you, you will realize more and more doors will start opening up for you, because now you walk around earth differently. You walk around earth with this confidence that I can do things. Why not me? I'm super qualified, right? One of my favorite lines on this is from Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Arnold, in his very first movie that he starred in, was called Conan the Barbarian. And before that movie, as Arnold was, he was Mr. Olympia, Mr. Universe, full-time bodybuilder, and he was trying to get into the Hollywood. He's trying to get into movies, and every movie director would be like, "You're overdeveloped. You're too big to fit into a movie role." Like, this was the Clint Eastwood era. Like, these guys are not bodybuilders. They're just your average Joes. And Arnold just didn't accept that. He would be like, "Why not me? Why not me?" So when Conan the Barbarian showed up, so this is Arnold Schwarzenegger getting rejected after rejected. They want to give him like a bouncer role or a bartender role or Nazi police officer role. He doesn't want any of it. He wanted to be the star of the movie. So kept getting rejected, kept getting rejected. And then came the role of Conan the Barbarian, where they needed a really muscularly developed male actor. And boom, Arnold Schwarzenegger got that role and he crushed it. So Arnold tells the story that at one of the movie premieres, and they're in a conference, and the director of Conan the Barbarian says on camera, he goes, "If we didn't have Schwarzenegger, we would have to build one." Summer is about 3 months away. So if you want to look your very best this summer, because chances are you've tried in the past and you're like, I'm going to get myself in shape. I'm going to keep myself accountable. I'm going to get this workout program. And then you just stick with it for a couple of days and then it goes away. And that's not your fault. That's actually just lack of support. So at Training with the Titans, who is actually sponsoring this podcast, Training with the Titans, this is what we do. We're health and fitness coaches. We're also nutrition coaches. And currently we're taking on 5 clients. So if you're listening to this episode, all you got to do, if you're interested in learning more, all you got to do is just DM me, direct message me the word Healthy Systems Summer 2024. Just four words, Healthy Systems. So I know you're coming from the podcast, and then Summer 2024. So then I can give you the proper information. We can perhaps get on a call and get to know you better, get to know your goals better. But if you're in that phase and you actually want this summer to be the summer where you look your best, you feel your best, then just take advantage of this opportunity, and just DM me the word Healthy Systems Summer 2024. And you can DM me on Facebook and Instagram. My handles are the same. It's just Moe Ghias, Ghias. And then I'll take care of you. And during my contest prep, during my powerlifting days when I was competing, I used to like literally write that down for myself. If we didn't have Moe Ghias, we would have to build one. And you can say that for yourself, right? Insert your name in there, because chances are you have a very unique past. You grew up in a very unique way. You did odd jobs. You went to college for something else. And then you have a life story that is very unique. And there'll come a time in your life when everything will just feel very aligned. And I want you to already be feeling that way instead of getting to that opportunity and feeling imposter syndrome. I want you to just walk around earth and being like, man, I'm a super useful person. I help my clients, I coach them, I make their lives better, then I help my parents, and then I'm like a great part of the society, my society I live in. I'm a homeowner, I'm this. I went to like I tell myself, I'm like, dude, how else are you gonna find a Pakistani immigrant who grew up in a village, who moved to the US without speaking a word of English, then went to college, went to high school, got all A's, then went to college, got an engineering and biology degree, worked in a hospital for 8 years, did healthcare consulting for 3 years, then became a fitness coach, and then became a business coach for a little while. Like all these things I've done, went to like 45, 46 states, all these experiences, all these people I shook hands with, training celebrities to, training over 900 clients all over the world. I'm sure you have a story like that too. You just haven't written it down. But just remind yourself that if we didn't have Schwarzenegger, we would have to build one, right? If Arnold can say that, why can't you say that? Right? So even if your life was hard, even if you went through a lot of hardship and obstacles, just saying that to yourself makes you feel good. And it makes you feel, actually, it makes you feel even better than good, which is it makes you feel empowered. Because if we didn't have you, we would have to build you. A person with that, maybe you speak other languages and you're also in fitness and you're also in shape and you also have an engineering degree. Like, how else are we going to find people with that many multi-dimensional sides to them? How else are we going to find a fasting Muslim who speaks like three languages, who've been to this many places and who's coached and he's engineered and also worked in healthcare? Just like, how else are you going to find all of those things, right? So for you, write that. So back to the topic, which is imposter syndrome. There's basically two lessons in this podcast for you. One is the phrase, why not me? Why not me? Right? Instead of being like, hey, man, first I'm going to do this, then I'm going to wait 5 years, then I'm going to do that. Or like, I'm not qualified yet for this position that I want to apply for. She's out of my league. He's out of my league. Blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you, those list of imposter syndrome reasons, that's just resistance holding you back. Those are all lies that are made up, right? You should try, get rejected like Arnold did, but it's still better than just waiting and waiting and procrastinating because you're like, I feel imposter syndrome. I'm not qualified, right? So at the end of the day, for you, first phrase, why not me? Second phrase, if we didn't have Schwarzenegger, we would have to build one. And I want you to write that down for yourself. Every time you feel down, be like, if I didn't have Mo guys, if we didn't have Mo guys, we'd have to build one. So hopefully this helps and makes you feel better, but also empowers you to achieve your dreams and goals. And yeah, look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Systems podcast. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Now, here are 2 ways I can help you for free. One, you can join our free Facebook community by just going to this link, bit.ly/Titan Facebook group. Just type that into your browser and then answer 2 questions, and then we'll let you into our Facebook community where you'll meet other people, as well as we have a lot of free resources in terms of meal plans, workouts, all kinds of stuff in there. Second way I can help you for free is if you follow me on Instagram at Moe Gaius, MOE, G as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in apple, S as in Sam. Follow me there and then shoot me a message with the word Healthy Systems, and then I'll be sure to send you a free gift. Other than that, keep listening in, and I really appreciate you.